Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on A Sunday Affair, a movie about two women who fall in love with the same guy, and then I guess they become a throuple. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books, links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 10, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited, it is free. So the plot of this movie is he's dating one girl and then dates her best friend, and he's having sex with both of them, I assume. And then one of them gets cancer, and that's the big moment in the movie. Although the music's kind of a little off. It's a little too happy and peppy for this kind of drama, I think. But then in the end, they all become friends, and I guess they have a three-way. I don't know. February 14th, if you want your Valentine's Day, it's called the Sunday Affair because his name is Sunday. I don't know if it's really a fair. I don't think anyone's married to anybody. I don't know. I don't really think it doesn't work for me. Yeah, it doesn't work for me. I mean, the ironic thing, like, it's like people are trying to push this whole throuple thing, mostly on the left, and it's kind of like, what's the left against polygamy? Right? I mean, I don't see women sharing, and I don't see men sharing either. Not really. Yeah. Guy would like this arrangement. Yeah, sure. Okay. I'll have sex with two women at once. That sounds fantastic. I'm not sure how the women can, unless it's sort of like a different culture, I'll say. But, I mean, it's a fantasy. It's, I guess, for some people. I don't know. Is this for women? Usually romantic movies are for women. So I'm not sure you got the right audience here. Because this, to me, clearly is a romantic movie. But I don't think the women would be down with this. I really don't. They all have accents. I want to say Caribbean accents, I think. So I think it takes place in, I don't know. I'm not sure what country. Or it may take place in someplace in the West. They just happen to all be in this community. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really get it. So first act, I guess he's already dating one of them. And then he meets the other, but hasn't met the other, his girlfriend's friends. And then he just picks her up because, I don't know, he's a horn dog. And he starts dating both of them. Or then at some point, usually I guess probably the second act would be the reveal. Oh, he's dating two women who are best friends. And then I guess the cancer reveal probably happens in the second act. Maybe that spurs him not... Maybe at first he's like, ooh, I didn't know they were both best friends. I shouldn't do this. But then when the other girl reveals she has cancer, then he feels like, well, I can't just abandon her. Which isn't a bad sort of dynamic, I'll say. That's not a bad way to frame it. And then you could say, oh, okay, he didn't intend... although I guess he has to know he's cheating. So, but maybe he didn't intend for it to go down this way. He was just going to screw around with him and then, be on his merry way. But then he unexpectedly falls in love. And then I guess the third act, the big crisis is, will the women get together and murder him? No, it doesn't get that. It doesn't escalate that far in the movie. It doesn't seem particularly funny. It doesn't seem particularly dramatic or romantic. So it just kind of is happening. And again, the music throws me a little off. I think the music is wrong. Or maybe you shouldn't have thrown the cancer in. Maybe it should have been funnier and lighter. Because it is kind of a weird situation. I think if I had set out to make this movie, I would have said, no, let's make this a light movie. That it's just crazy and weird. And they become a throuple at the end. And then you could kind of accept it because it's a comedy and it's not normal. But I guess they're framing this as normalcy. Kind of hard to tell. The accents make it a little difficult for me to get every nuance a little bit. Um, but, you know, the acting seems fine. Cinematography seems fine. You know, would I watch this? Nah, I don't watch this kind of stuff. This is Africa Netflix. Oh, okay. So maybe it takes place in Africa? I guess that's why the accents? I was thinking Caribbean, but I don't know my accents too well. Oh, here it is. Lifelong best friends Uchi and Toyin fall for the same complicated man, which tests their loyalty to each other as they face a heartbreaking revelation. I don't know. Does this fly in Africa? Maybe. I mean, people have harems in the Middle East. That's pretty close to Africa. There's a lot of change of cultures there, so I could see that. I wouldn't fly here. I don't. So I guess it's really not for an American audience, but it is in English. But they do speak English in Africa, I guess. A large enough portion that there could be an audience for a movie in English. I don't know. I mean, for an African movie, it's pretty high end. I'll say that. The production value is nice. I've seen a few trailers out of Africa, and yeah, the production value is not great on most of them, but this one looks like a real contender. Like, yeah, very professional. Right down to the costuming. I always had a problem with the costuming in a lot of the trailers I saw, especially the Nigerian ones. It just looked like people walked in off the street and they said, "Hey, you want to be in a movie?" But this one, yeah, I mean, people are dressed nice. You know, the acting seems to be on point. I'm just not really buying the whole premise. I mean, so I guess they become a throuple at the end and everybody's okay with that. I don't know. You tell me. I'm sure someone will yell at me in the comments. All right, that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more bass takes. I will be at the Blue Rascal Distillery in Hamilton, New Jersey. Hope to see you there this Sunday from 4 to 6, and we'll see you in the next one.